Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to After the Sirens and leave a comment below sharing which aspect of World War II fieldcraft you want us to explore next, because this channel exists for serious historians and survival-minded researchers who value depth over noise. Now, understand this clearly. During the Second World War, millions of men crossed forests, deserts, mountains, and hostile cities without GPS, without satellites, and often without reliable maps. Yet they moved armies, coordinated escapes, guided bombers, and returned intelligence that changed the course of the war. This was not guesswork or luck. It was disciplined, learned navigation under pressure, refined through doctrine, improvisation, and experience. What follows is not a romanticized account, but a practical breakdown of how World War II soldiers, airmen, and resistance fighters found their way when being lost meant capture or death. World War II navigation started long before boots touched the ground. Soldiers were trained to study terrain relentlessly. Contour lines on maps were memorized, not casually referenced. Rivers, railways, ridge lines, church spires, road junctions, and forest edges were treated as anchors. A patrol commander would plan routes that deliberately avoided obvious paths, while still maintaining identifiable handrails, such as streams or valleys. This meant that even when maps were outdated or partially destroyed, the soldier could still orient himself using terrain logic. Today, this can be practiced by studying a topographic map of your local area, identifying elevation changes, and then walking the route without checking a phone, relying only on terrain recognition to confirm position. The sun was the most reliable compass when equipment failed. Soldiers were taught that the sun rises roughly in the east and sets in the west, but more importantly, they learned how its arc changed by latitude and season. By placing a stick upright in the ground and marking the tip of its shadow, then waiting 15 minutes and marking it again, a west to east line could be established. This technique was used by downed airmen and escaped prisoners of war alike. A modern application would be practicing this method during different times of year, noting how shadow length and direction change, which sharpens spatial awareness even when conventional tools are unavailable. Night navigation was common to avoid enemy detection. Soldiers learned constellations as tools, not curiosities. In the Northern Hemisphere, Polaris indicated true north, while in the South, the Southern Cross provided orientation. Infantry and resistance couriers moved using star bearings combined with pacing. They counted steps to estimate distance, correcting drift by checking star positions regularly. This method required discipline because fatigue and fear distorted perception. Practicing this today involves learning the night sky in your region and walking short routes after dark using star bearings, reinforcing the connection between celestial movement and ground navigation. Dead reckoning was foundational. Soldiers knew how many steps they took per 100 meters on flat ground, uphill, downhill, and under load. A small notebook or memory tally tracked distance. If a patrol was ordered to move 2 kilometers north, they would pace it precisely, adjusting for obstacles. When combined with compass bearings, this allowed movement even through forests or fog. Modern hikers can apply this by measuring their own pace count and navigating a route without digital aids, building confidence in distance estimation. When compasses were lost, magnetized needles floating on water, razor blades aligned with magnetic fields, or wristwatch sun methods were used. Maps were copied by hand, hidden in clothing, or memorized and destroyed to prevent capture. Resistance fighters often navigated cities using tram lines, sewer layouts, and sound patterns. This adaptability mattered more than perfect tools. Practicing this mindset today means learning multiple navigation methods, so failure of one does not mean total disorientation. Bomber crews navigated using dead reckoning, drift meters, and visual checkpoints. Navigators calculated wind drift by observing ground movement through sighting devices. Rivers, coastlines, and city layouts were used as confirmation points. When cloud cover obscured the ground, they relied on time, speed, and heading calculations. This discipline really demonstrates that navigation is a system, not just a single tool. Applying this today, well, it involves planning a journey by estimating time and speed, then verifying your location through environmental cues rather than relying on screens. Escaped POWs and downed pilots survived because they navigated deliberately, not quickly. They moved at night, rested during the day, and used natural features to stay oriented. They avoided roads, followed contour lines, and used water flow to determine downstream directions toward friendly territory. Modern survival training, honestly, borrows directly from these methods. Practicing controlled movement, terrain association, and directional discipline really builds resilience under stress. Modern GPS has created dependency, not mastery. WWII navigation was about understanding space, time, and environment deeply enough to function when systems failed. These skills remain relevant for military professionals, explorers, and serious survivalists. Learning them is not nostalgia, it is in fact reclaiming competence. If this level of historical depth and practical analysis is what you value, subscribe to After the Sirens, share this video with fellow historians and survival-minded thinkers, and leave a comment telling us which forgotten WWII field skill deserves serious examination next.